Hey, what's good, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q with a long-awaited video. 16-inch Bighorn Outdoor Pizza Oven. Let's get that first cook in. Come on. All right, we got all our ingredients out. We can cut the music, and it's time to get to work. We're gonna keep this pretty simple today as we get the first film cook in of the first cook on the pizza oven out there. I pretty much got everything I need, more or less. Mostly all of this is store-bought. As far as my dough, I got from Trader Joe's, an Italian herb, along with just a regular one. And then from there, we got a blend of cheeses, mozzarella, Italian, and then some fresh mozzarella is in there as well. And we'll just be going with some standard pepperoni. Wifey likes onions, and a little bit of this hot honey marinara from Sauce, which I tasted and it actually tastes pretty good. But this is what we're going to be starting with. First things first, we need to go get that grill up to temp. And now we out here at this grill, like I told you. It's a late night edition. We down to the back end of some Sunday night football, checking out the old games. And it's time to get this whole thing fired up. Like I said, this is the first film cook because I have actually got a couple in already. And I tell you what, I'm really enjoying this Bighorn Outdoor pellet oven, pizza oven. This thing, as you can see, has been cooked in. And I have quickly become a pro, and I feel good about what we're about to do today as far as getting this thing fired up. Pretty easily, you use whatever pellets you like I do on my pellet grill. I usually use these Costco blend pellets. Literally, I can get a hold of this bag for roughly $13, a 40-pound bag. Great taste, blend of oak, hickory, maple, and cherry. You ask me, you can't go wrong. The top of your chimney spout actually also has a little blocker that you can put on when you're not using your unit, so it actually tops it off. This also doubles as what you actually use to scoop that out, as you might have seen in that lighting video. About 2 scoops should give you a pretty solid amount of pellets, and from here to get started, all you need is your torch. And I grabbed this one here off Amazon. Nothing special, just a quick little easy torch that you can use. And then pretty much what I found is I'm gonna go more or less right there in the middle, and we're gonna give it a good minute. Might have to give it a refill, where I'm just gonna kind of work an area and get it burning. And it won't take too long, so every once in a while I kind of move it around just a tad, as I'm basically starting off a nice little area that I want to turn around and get all of these nice and lit. And really, I think about the way that this thing works is like your charcoal chimney, or like the beginning of your snake method or the minion method. I'm gonna get me a nice little bit of burning coals here. Like I said, I'll give it about a minute of direct heat, and then from there, I'm gonna let this thing just kind of hang out and burn just like you see it for a little bit. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Good, still burning. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use this, the little handy dandy tool that they give you to be able to kind of move your firebox. Slips in right here. So this is what I do. I like to push this in. You'll be able to still see that flame, and I'm leaving the top open so it can breathe. All right, let me back up a little bit. And then what I want to do, just so I get a ton of air, I've kind of figured out my flow on this thing for what I like to do. I open up this door, and now I'm going to create a big draft. So it's almost, I look at it like if I was over there playing around with my Lone Star, and if I left that door open to kind of really let my fire get a bunch of air and initially get going, you see I still got my flame. And what's happening now, I can start to heat my unit a little bit, start to actually transfer that air and that heat from here this way, and eventually we're going to start seeing some of that smoke come out the stack. So basically what I like to look for now, I just want to see that flame going. Sometimes I'll still be able to shoot my my torch directly down from here just to hit it a couple times if I need to. But as you can see, being wide open and getting plenty of air, that thing's still burning, so I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to leave it a couple minutes just like that. And then basically all I'm going to do first is I'm going to come back and I'm going to cover the door. The front door is going to get closed up, the big pizza oven door. I'm going to leave this open, and by then we should be burning good. I'll probably give it another scoop of pellets just to kind of get it a little bit thickened up. And then from there, we'll be ready to close the unit and then just let it do its thing. Before you know it, you'll see that flame coming out the top, and that's when you know it's about time for us to bubble. All right, good signs. Only been a couple minutes, the things you notice. You see that smoke coming up out of there. Lets me know that fire probably out, but it also lets me know that thing is burning good. I'm gonna hit it a couple times just to get that fire back going. And what I want to do is I want to take that smoke from here and I want to make it here. That way it's actually traveling through the actual oven and heating this pizza stone that's here in the middle. So basically I'm gonna give it a little torch and then I'm gonna close the door. There we go, couple quick torches and we got that back. And I also noticed that my grills weren't, or my grates were actually kind of closed. So let me open that up. That'll give it a little bit more room to breathe. We're gonna go ahead and close this. Be careful, that thing gets super hot. So depending on how long you've been doing that, this whole unit, and it tells you right here, and it also tells you right here. With that said, Joe didn't believe it. So for the first time, I had to touch one of these things and find out this thing was blazing hot after I got this thing burning good. You see the smoke will be coming here soon, right out the top. And that probably took literally a minute before you start seeing that flow. So now we got the heat traveling in the right way. And now I'm just gonna let it kind of hang out. We letting the insides getting warmed up a little bit. Eventually we're gonna come back and we'll add in another scoop or two once we let this burn off a little bit more, and then we should be about ready to really get cooking. And team, I want to jump in here real quick, let you know, appreciate you watching this video. If you haven't done it already, make sure you go to that bottom right corner, subscribe, and check out any other videos you missed. Other than that, let's get back to this cook. Uh-oh, I seen this from in the room. 3 minutes later, I actually had to wipe this little bit of mirror off, so whenever I see that little light, you know what that means, right? Let's get this pizza oven warm. It's time. Okay, back inside, it's time to get to work. So I brought back out these doughs. They've been sitting out roughly half an hour, so they've had their chance to rise a little bit. I got regular, just all-purpose flour there at the bottom. What I'm gonna do is, now that 16-inch pizza oven is pretty huge. I could easily make a large, about the size of this pan, or about the size of this spatula, pizza spatula or whatever. But what we usually end up doing is we'll take these in half and we end up making personal pizzas, and everybody can kind of make it their own. Wifey can make sure she get her onions. Little baby can do it the way she wants, and it's just kind of fun, something cool to do as a family. Or even if you got a party, you can kind of lay out a bunch of toppings. Everybody can make their own pizza, and then you can just get to work as far as putting them all together. So I'm gonna half these doughs. We're gonna kind of roll it out, start to get it more into a pizza shape. And then what I've found that I enjoy the most is actually start with a little semolina flour down. It helps it to not stick as much. That's going to be what I actually use to actually go directly into the actual oven. And then from there, I will cook this dough just a little bit, give it a good minute and a half, maybe on one side, and I'll bring it back in. From there, we'll prepare the pizza, come back out, and then we'll actually finish the pizza from there. Initially, the first time that I cooked, I feel like my bottom of my dough wasn't quite as done as I would have liked it. So that was kind of the change that I made the second time. This will be the third time we got this pizza oven rolling. So I've kind of figured out what kind of works for me. So from there, we'll see what we can do. Okay, we got a couple of these doughs already taken care of. This is my one with the herb. Doesn't got to be absolutely perfect. That's kind of what makes it authentic. And like I said, I got semolina flour down on the bottom of this after I roll it around a little bit in the all-purpose flour. And then just open it up. Nothing too crazy. Don't got to be perfect. And back outside, and I can see that I have now pumped this dough up, or I mean this oven up a little bit. It's hitting at about 350, which normally I'm usually always seeing it around 350, even though I know it'd be hotter than that, especially with that flame going directly over the top. But keep in mind, your temperature gauge is all the way out here at the door, so all of that heat is coming in here before that, so you might not get everything. One way or another, I can tell that we are heated. You could easily cook a pizza at 350. I just want my flame back, so this is the perfect time to add some pellets. And this time I'll use the tool that they gave you to kind of open the fire up. You can see most of my pellets are done, but we got a nice red hot coal bed, just like how it is when we're working with the offset. I'm gonna give it 2 good scoops, and I'm gonna let this thing get back burning, and we should be ready to go. All right, 1 scoop of pellets in there. I'm gonna let it go just like that. I'll leave this top open just for a moment so it can hurry up and get hot. You should start seeing smoke real soon, and then we can close it right back up and let's get to work. And while that's doing that, I'll use this time to get in here, make sure I move these little ashes around a little bit. You don't have to do this often, but if I'm gonna do any of this is stuff I want to do before I actually get food into the grill. There we go, just to make sure we get a good airflow going. Smoke starting up, and not even 30 seconds or so later, the smoke is coming. Quick tap, because that thing is burning hot. We're gonna close that up. So again, get my smoke and my heat flowing, and you can already see, let me get to the right angle, smoke's coming out that stack. Yeah, you know, my hand still got all that flour on it. We got smoke coming out. I only gave it 1 scoop. I want to let a little bit of this start to burn up because I want that flame back by the time I put the pizza on there. That way you don't end up with your dough tasting all smoky. All right, I brought the action out here. One thing that you will notice is once your flame kicks in, you see that light up under there, lets me know that flame is coming across the top of there. The smoke won't be as thick, right? You get the bad smoke until you get enough heat. Once you get that fire going, that fire is going to push all that smoke up out of there, and it'll get everything going. It's going to get that temperature up nice and high. As you see, we sneaking closer towards 400, and you can see that flame is waiting to touch us. We got the pizza that we're going to start off with. One of the, what's that? I think it's like an Italian herb and whatever. I got my pizza peel here, which is a must-have. This is just like a little extra. It helps me with getting this pizza out. It's got a nice long arm, so I don't got to get nowhere close to this super hot grill, but then also being able to kind of peel it off of the starter rack and then being able to kind of set it off in there. That's kind of an art, which I've learned, but let's get it in there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What am I thinking? You want to see this? Whoosh. Let's get to work. All right, we got it in there. Let's hurry up and quickly close this and let it hang out. Like I said, this is very delicate as far as you being able to get up under here, kind of get the whole thing up out, lay it down, and then you almost have to readjust it into a nice little pattern. I can tell it's something that as you get used to it, you get better and better with it. I'm sure the vets don't even think twice, but it's definitely something that you got a little technique to. Now, one thing that's great, with that flame coming over the top, this thing's gonna cook in no time flat. I need to get my other thermometer where I can actually shoot that gun in there and I can tell you exactly how hot that pizza stone is getting. But you're getting close to 400 on this dial way out here. It's definitely a lot hotter on the inside of that pit, easily over 500 plus degrees. So I'll give it about a minute or so and then we'll check on this dough. All right, I haven't been gone that long, maybe almost 2 minutes. Perfect. Once you see it popping up, I see a little brown spots. Let me get that up off of there. Here's a little bit of look at what that looks like. Like I said, it's just enough to get started. You see a little bit of brown starting to happen, a little bubble up. It's nice and firm. Let's go ahead and make the pizza now. All right, my baby has started on this pizza already. A little bit of pizza sauce. We'll come with pepperoni. We'll come with the cheeses. We'll finish it off with a little bit of French mozzarella. I've already thrown in the other dough to start getting pretty much like you see that one. And we're going to start the assembly line. All right, I actually threw some pellets in for a quick second to give it a quick replenish while I was switching out some doughs. Fire is back floating. Let's get this baby in. There we go. Night night. Minute and a half. Okay. Been about maybe a minute and a half. Let's peek. Not quite, but it's enough where you can see that back edge, which is always obviously closer to the heat. It's a little warm. Let's use that pizza peel and let's rotate it. There we go, much better. We're gonna turn this side to make the rest of it look like that. I'll come back in 1 more minute, we should be good. All right, about another minute in. Looks like it's done to me. All right, we got one up out this thing, looking real authentic. All that nice fresh Parmesan all melted. Let's move it on. All right, number 2. Okay. Put that over there. Let's get a rotation. Oh yeah, you know, I'm getting good when I can do it all one hand on you with this. That's little baby's pizza. Give it another minute, it should be good. Okay, pizza number 2. That looks respectful. Let's see. The pizza peel up under there. That don't look too bad. Let me take a peek. I know we're cooling off a little bit. Bottom's nice. This is good. All right. I'm gonna throw in a couple quick scoop of pellets just to kind of keep it going, and we're on to the next. Last one flashed and went out on the camera. Late night. I'm gonna get this one up off of here. Yeah. And you can just walk with me and talk with me. We'll see what it looked like when we get to the light. I ain't too worried. Hello. Alright, we're gonna finish this thing off the right way. Broke it apart. Feels good. Crust is solid. Not too flimsy. Let's get a taste. Hey. Hey. That's pretty damn good. And that's a wrap, and we got the first cook in on that Bighorn 16-inch outdoor pizza oven. Really like the way that thing performs. Super easy to control. Reminded me a lot of my offset grill as far as the way I control that temperature, and it really didn't use too much pellets, and the pizza came out fire. Definitely get you some of that semolina flour to help you from not sticking along the bottom. But other than that, I appreciate y'all being here and being available for this video. Shouts out to the family, all my boys over there at Black Smoke Barbecue. A big shout out to those over there at Bighorn that shot me this to give it a shot. And you out there in TV land, I appreciate you. Catch you next week. Peace.